And this is where I'm going to jump in and tell you my off-the-wall crazy theory.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the #1 theory show on the internet. I'm Jerome.
Wow. I'm Nick.
And welcome to Theory Time with Pleeka. This is the show where we talk about all our Westworld theories and whatnot. We don't have as many as we did last week because last episode didn't really give us much to go off of. So there's really no corrections we have to do, so we're just going to go right into the theories.
Like nothing got blown out of the water.
Yeah. So the first theory, which actually kind of is from last week's episode a bit, and people have been wondering this throughout the season, you know, because there's a new intro in the show. It shows a baby and all this stuff. So people speculating about it. So there's a theory out there that Dolores is either pregnant now, or at the end of the season she's going to be pregnant. Something like that. She's going to be pregnant. And like some people, part of people's proof for this is that the new intro that shows a baby and a woman holding the baby.
Right.
Her and Teddy had sex in the last episode. That's really all the proof I could find.
I hope not. I don't think so.
There is so I guess there was a little more stuff, but like not really proof. People are saying because like, oh, Man in Black met his daughter. Oh, Maeve is going for her daughter. Like,
yeah,
and, like,
there's a lot of mother-daughter
daughter, father, son stuff going on, and stuff like that. But like that's, I don't feel like that's proof that Dolores is gonna be pregnant. I mean, she very well could. This show is odd as fuck. They very well could be like, boom, now the hosts have babies. And it'd be like weird, but then they'd probably make it like make sense, you know?
Wouldn't they have to explain why no other host has got pregnant before? Because there's been people laying semen in them forever.
But they all, like a lot of their answers in the show is kind of like, oh, she's Dolores, she's special, you know? Like Ford could have put a womb in her, you know what I mean? Like it could be some weird answer like that. Yeah. But I don't believe this theory at all.
No.
I think it would be maybe interesting if like all of a sudden she had a baby, we'd be like, what the fuck? Like that'd be like, but I feel like that'd be weird. Like, I don't know where they would go with it. What would be the point of her having a baby other than making them seem more human?
I mean, to be honest, I've thought about this a bit anyways. Say Dolores wins this whole fight in the episode 10. She fucking kills everybody. She's standing. Mm-hmm. Then what's she going to
do? Go to Mars and hang out with some Martians? I don't know. I don't know. I've been wondering that, like, the way she is this season, is she going to be in next season? Because she's like kind of like the big bad, kind of like the Ford of this season in a way. Yeah. So, like, do you think she goes away after this season, or do you think, like, they just, like, they're not going to be able to just put her back into, like, a host form, you know?
That'd be, you know what, I think
like, season 3 is, like, a reboot of Westworld, almost like how they did Future World. Maybe you can go back to Westworld, like, oh, everything's fine, nothing happened. Like, it'd be, I'm trying to figure out what that's going to be.
They've made 5 Jurassic Parks, so.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think what should happen is the humans should win, because humans should win, and then they just have her fucking go into town and drop that can of paint again.
You compare this to Jurassic Park. At the end, they all escape on a helicopter, and Dolores is standing there and yells, just like the dinosaurs.
And then a T-Rex eats her.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna be the T-Rex in the rest of the season that saves everybody.
She starts walking like this.
All right, so we'll move on from that because we'll go from one dumb theory to another.
It's cool. It is interesting how, because they put a mother and a baby, I mean, we assume it's a mother, maybe it's a nanny. Maybe Dolores is going to become someone's nanny. That's my theory. But because they put that in the beginning, everyone's like, oh, maybe she's pregnant. You know, it's never happened before, but, you know, it's just crazy for some
I
of this
feel like
shit
that's
comes
just kind of like symbolism, or like
yeah,
to show that like Maeve's gonna be a mother, and just something.
That's
there,
how I
know?
took it.
But yeah, it could very well be that there's gonna be a baby at the end. But I
think
don't know.
having a baby robot is like Park 3 being Jurassic Park.
No, I get that. Yeah, it is very, very odd. But sorry, moving on to the next theory. Emily/Grace is a host.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, I am getting.
Isn't everybody?
I'm getting a little old of everybody. Oh, maybe they're a host. All right, so the theory goes that she, instead of the Man in Black's wife, she is the one that killed herself in the bathtub. That's where they kind of teased us with it, but didn't fully show who it was in the bathtub. And that she's the brain ball that Bernard grabbed at the end. Like, it's not going to be Arnold. It's not going to be Ford. It's going to be
this
William's daughter.
The person we've seen for like
for some reason,
seconds.
Ford would want William's daughter to be alive. I don't understand why that would be. And then
that doesn't make any sense.
And to go on to that, because I read that someone put this on Reddit, and they said that, like, for all you that still think she's a young Teresa or that she's involved with Teresa, maybe she died, she killed herself. Ford had Bernard go get the brain ball, and after he killed Teresa, he was making a young Teresa body, and he put the brain ball in a young Teresa body.
Wow.
that person's just grasping at straws, I feel like.
Yeah. What were the comments on that one?
I didn't even. I just read that and I was like, all right, I'm gonna write that down because it was like one of the most upvoted things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like they think that like William, like when he walked up, that's why William had that weird look on his face, or I guess Man in Black, however you want to call him, is because he was like, that's not my daughter. Then she goes, hi, Dad, and then like she's a host, so like it looked different. But I don't see that at all. Like, like next episode, we're probably gonna see him, and then this will be blown out of the water.
Well, the funny thing is so then he would have to lie to everyone about his wife, and I guess he wouldn't have to lie about his daughter.
I saw people were saying that
apparently
that,
he's just a pathological
he
liar.
knew it was his daughter, and then when he went to Westworld and did all this stuff and playing all these games, he like got his stories mixed up. But like he's never had his stories mixed up before. I feel like nothing in this theory.
Well, and
really
then
adds up.
another thing is wouldn't the Ghost Nation have killed her?
You'd think so, yeah, because
they were only saving humans.
Yeah, they're only saving humans and killing hosts, and she got away pretty easily.
And Stubbs knew who she was.
Yeah, part of it too that I saw, which this is the only thing that I can see as maybe, but I still don't believe the theory, is that she's the one that initiated the game with that one dude in her first episode. Like, let's shoot each other and see who's a host, and we saw her shoot the guy, but she never got shot.
Right. Although that host wanted to kill her.
Yeah, so I don't think
I
don't think it adds up at all. But I did want to bring up that there's a new person out there that everybody on the internet thinks is a host.
And at that, we'll talk about the Men in Black.
Yeah, that's true. Going into the Man in Black now.
So, people still think he's a host.
Yeah, I at this point still I will be very disappointed if the Man in Black does become a host.
Yes.
I feel like with the timeline and how everything we've seen so far, it literally wouldn't make any sense if he was, unless it's a scene in between season 1 and 2 or something happens that we haven't seen yet and these people are just lucky guessing. Because 2 weeks from when he left Jim Delos in the facility, his little room or whatever, he went into Westworld and all the shit hit the fan.
Right.
So nothing in that time period he could have become a host. And if they're still working on making literally the boss of Westworld, what the company is named after, they can't make him a host. Why would they make William a host? The guy who seems like is like second in command.
Yeah,
and you could say William is like running things behind the scenes and he's making it not work, but like cause he's working shit like that, you can make some excuse. But I don't think in any situation that really makes sense.
I almost feel like there shouldn't be another big reveal that a human is a host because
I feel like if there's gonna be, it should be like season 3 or season 4 character we've been following this whole time, because then it would really be like, oh shit! Like if it was like season 4 and Jake Williams a host, we'd be like, what the fuck? Or like all of a sudden like Stubbs is a host in season 3 or something. You'd be like, oh, we thought so, but like we were wondering and like stuff like that. But I feel like if you do one every single season,
it just loses its luster.
We're not gonna care. Next season we'd be like, okay, so that guy, he's probably a host.
I mean, we all think there's gonna be someone out there who's like a
half host, half human.
Yeah. A clone, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same as the reveal as just someone who we think is human being a host.
Yeah, that's true. That's different because that person, I don't even consider that person a host. I consider that a clone because you have all your memories from before. You're not like
because he was.
It's very different.
Delos was like, it was strange how he remembered.
Yeah, he had all his memories. He just didn't have any memories of those bodies, which gets you to think like, is he human? Is he not? Because like they just keep making new ones of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think the Man in Black is a host. I don't think it makes sense.
I don't either.
If any of you watching this think he's a host, really comment down below and tell us why, and maybe you could persuade us. But nothing I've seen has made me think he's a host.
It just takes away so much from season 1.
Yeah, I do feel like it would make season 1 seem less important if he's a host, because you're just like, but it also does depend when he became a host, because he clearly 100% he's not a host the entire time. If he is a host, there's parts where we've seen a human him, like they had been made after the fact. So I feel like for it to be cool or not cool, it has to depend on where in his timeline he became a host.
In my feeble little mind, I feel like the only one who's going to be able to make someone work as a clone / host / human / what the fuck ever is Ford.
Yeah.
And that's why he sent Bernard to get the thing to make. And in my opinion, he's making Arnold back.
Yeah, I do. I think that too. And we can get into there right now.
Okay.
So first up, and this is kind of goes into the next one, but we're gonna go into the next one more in a little bit.
I kind of don't know if I hope I'm right or wrong.
There's a theory that Teddy is inside Bernard's body, and Dolores is training him to pretend to be Bernard or Arnold or whoever they're gonna choose.
Right.
And they do kind of. It seems like they're making you think that in the trailer, which makes me think it's not true. Rewatching the trailer again.
The trailer for the next on?
Yeah, it definitely seemed like
which part when she said no, he didn't say that? Is that
it's Bernard in the chair, I think, and Elsie says, "What do you see?" or whatever, and it shows him walking into the barn, but before he walks in the barn, like Teddy picks up the can or whatever, and then after that, then it's Bernard walking in the bar, and he sees Teddy, so it almost looks like it's Teddy inside, like how they edited the scenes. It wasn't really Elsie asking him. That's just the scene they showed.
Yeah.
But it's Teddy remembering through Bernard's body, and like seeing stuff that he did before.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I don't know. It seemed the way they did it. I think they wanted us to think that.
Yeah. See, I saw it as Bernard walking in and was like looking at him like, "Oh fuck, he doesn't know I'm here because I'm watching."
Yeah.
But I didn't think.
Cause how.
But it's because I don't believe the theory that everyone believes that Teddy is in Bernard.
Yeah. But then going into the one that we do believe right after that, which is this is still connected. In the next on, if you watch it with subtitles, which I recommend everybody go do on HBO Go or wherever you're gonna watch it. When Dolores and Arnold are talking, it says Arnold Weber
right.
when she's talking to him. And then he stands up and he says something. He's like, I think I have a decision to make here. And she's like, that's not what he said. It's Arnold Weber she's talking to there.
Yes.
Which is it makes me wonder why they would put that there. Are they trying to trick us? Or like...
See, I don't think they would try to trick us.
Or are they just being honest? Like, that's Arnold Weber and they didn't even think anything of it.
I mean, I don't know who does the closed caption
yeah,
shit.
Because instantly, the next scene right after that is Bernard walking with Elsie, and it says Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
So it switches people that specifically talk. So I feel like and we've had this theory like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, whatever,
Yeah.
and then we watched the next on, and literally I put on Reddit, I talked about this in our podcast for this week's episode,
Right.
that, the next on completely just confirmed that that's Arnold there. And
Right.
a lot of people on Reddit were like, holy shit, yeah, I think you're right, or maybe it's Teddy in there, who knows.
Right.
I feel like they confirmed that, and I'm happy that we're probably gonna get the answer next week. At least that's what they're making us think we're going to.
Maybe. Well, because that's just because.
I mean, it is episode 6. There's only so many episodes left, so we have to start getting some
too,
answers.
By the way,
yeah.
Just because we may or may not figure out that Arnold is the one that's coming back, or that they woke up, or what any of that shit. I mean, it's like a lot of people just think it's Bernard's mind being played in the future.
Yeah, which I feel like that'd be. I don't know if I like see that, but I think that would be interesting if we do get a reveal that like everybody in the future timeline, which is like Carl Strand and all that.
Yeah.
If they're literally just fucking with him and they're just looping him, trying to get the information out of him, I think that'd be a cool and like creepy reveal to get.
They better do it correctly, because that reminds me a lot of like a TV show where they're like, oh, none of that happened. It was just a dream. That kind of reminds me of that.
I feel
but
like
in like reverse.
In Westworld, though, I feel like they'll show you it happen like 30 times.
If they make it cool, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I feel like if they show us it, it'll keep happening, and like it's gonna slightly change every time.
Yeah,
and, like, they'll give a little look. I did see there was a picture on Reddit, and it was I think it was Carl Strand. You remember the first episode when they're looking at the little Indian guy that Dolores killed?
Yeah.
He's like, what? They can't just change who they are. The host can't. Which
I saw
now
that.
they totally can. And they show Carl Strand, like, first he's like, hey, it looks evil, and then like he's kind of smirking, looking at Bernard.
Yeah, just the whole time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes me wonder, like, are they fucking with him there?
But then again, if you could screen grab, for instance, yesterday, remember when I was like, oh, go look at Mom's TV. Look at
Yeah, the way it is.
Yeah.
It's just odd.
She paused the TV on, what was it?
It was Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore, and the guy Ronnie looked crazy with his, but it's just because she
The way she
happened to
paused it,
pause
yeah.
it.
So
looked like that.
it is weird like that. But then also with Westworld, like, they are very specific with how they have the people
No,
act.
Absolutely.
So that I feel like that
Yeah.
in that show, it's almost more possible when you do.
And they're all acting weird. Something's going on because they're all acting fucking weird. It's like, hey, how are you doing? Hey, Bernard.
Yeah, with Charlotte Hale shows up. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, Bernard, what happened to Abernathy? Which we probably will see next episode as well, because in the next on, you see Stubbs strapping him to a chair, and Charlotte Hill's there, and they're doing all kinds of shit to him.
Yeah.
So next episode looks like it's going to be pretty goddamn crazy. Like, a lot of shit's going to go down.
Hopefully it'll be better than the last episode.
It'd be hard to be worse. So what else we got? Oh, Jimmy Simpson did a theory video. I don't know with what company, but I'll play it here for you guys with the specific things we talk about. He mentions that Abernathy is, I think he says, one of the most important characters this season, and it'll blow a mind. He specifically said a mind.
Abernathy is so essential to the series that it's gonna blow a mind.
Which I feel like that is totally a hint in the season.
It would be funny if he gave a spoiler. I saw people talking about this on Reddit too.
Do you think that has anything to do with the people's because we saw in the future all their mind data is gone.
Okay, so here's what
and then remember, it's a mesh network, so if something happens with his, it could fuck up and connect to everybody else's and shit possibly.
Oh yeah, like a virus, huh?
Yeah, I mean, because there was a virus before that made them all awake.
Okay,
so you'd think if a virus one of them got fucked up, it'd work the same way.
Here's what I was thinking. Here's my first thinking, and I could be way off base, but here's what I was thinking. Because of what Jimmy Simpson said, what if they strap him in a chair, he's bugging out, all that shit's going on with him, his fucking mind just explodes.
Oh, his head just explodes and he means nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why she said what happened with Abernathy?
Yeah.
Oh, that could be. It could be a total, what the fuck? We're wondering, I thought it was important?
Yeah, just a total fake
out? It
out.
could be a red herring, yeah. He was the important one this season, but really it's someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just the first thing, because if you blow a mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very specific wording.
Yeah.
I also want to mention, too, that what led him into saying that is he read the theory that John Delos is inside Abernathy.
Oh, yeah.
And then he didn't say anything about that, said that he's very important.
It's a big coincidence that they did that. They have his DNA or consciousness or whatever, and that Abernathy finds a picture of his daughter.
Yeah.
And
it could be a huge coincidence, but it seems like everything lines up perfectly for them to be connected somehow.
Yeah, totally.
Especially because they're the only, I believe they're the only two people we've seen, maybe one or two others, but only two main characters that have done that little twitching thing and they've kind of spazzed out.
Yeah. Well, that dude did it last week. The main guy.
Oh, that's true. In Shogun World, yeah.
So it's also when you're broken.
Yeah.
Well, Bernard was kind of doing it, but his whole goddamn body.
His body. Yeah, theirs was very specific.
Although he did shoot himself in the head.
It's true. But so the next thing he says, going back into our Man in Black territory, he says he reads a theory that young William is a host. He comes back as a host. And he said, ooh, possibly.
Young William returns as a host. Possibly.
Which, him saying that makes me feel like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
You know, it's funny.
Because you'd think he would just read it and be like, I don't know, or not even say he's going to read it, or something else. But saying possibly, I feel like, is a definite no for that.
It's funny, too, though, because, if you think about it, it will blow a mind. And then, we're just, taking whatever he said and, forming what we want to hear.
Yeah.
And because he said possibly, you're like, yeah, that means no.
Well,
because I mean, though?
I feel like, though,
I agree with you.
Because there was a couple where he was just like, yeah, I don't know what that means. And, he just threw him off. He could have said the same thing for this one, but he, for those ones he specifically decided to answer.
It also helps that Jimmy Simpson's hilarious.
Yeah, I did like his McPoyle theory that put them all together.
Awesome.
I really like that.
Yeah.
So now we're going into the next on. We did discuss some of this, but I'm just going to go through what we see in the next on. Yeah. We have Arnold and Dolores talking, which, we talked about, could be them tricking us, and really it's Teddy in there. Who knows?
I mean, when you see that, what's your initial reaction?
When I first saw that, I was like, oh, fuck, that's Arnold and her talking for reals. We were right all along. We've been saying that since episode 1. We thought that was Arnold.
So it's Arnold. So somehow Arnold's out, which is weird because we haven't seen Arnold anywhere yet, except at the beach. And she's preparing him for when he wakes up. They're gonna all right, we're gonna lay you here, and then
yeah, seems like that totally. That seems like she is preparing him for what's she's preparing William to Jim Delos right now. And then he's going to go out there, lay in the beach, and do all that shit. And what if, because remember, there was this theory before that whole beach thing is a setup. He says, I killed them all. So she prepares him. They do all that. They take all the bodies, bring it into Delos. What if that's some kind of ambush or something? And it was all Dolores' plan to do all that.
We heard somewhere where she's.
And supposedly they're gonna blow. Those are all new bodies that they made with the C4 in them. That there's just random ones there, and they're gonna blow up Delos.
And see, I don't think they're random. I think they're people. I don't think she has any problem killing.
Yeah, no,
Maeve.
I don't either. Yeah,
And that's why Teddy's on top.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it was,
God,
if it
we
was
got all
copy,
that from one conversation between Doris and
Yeah.
Arnold. That's funny.
if it was random, or if it wasn't random bodies, I mean, like it wasn't, if it wasn't just her men that she killed, I feel like we would see Dolores, we'd see Angela, and we'd be like, oh fuck, like they lose, and we'd be like, oh what the hell? But that fact that we only see Teddy there,
Yeah.
I think it really is their bodies.
Yeah. So do I.
So then after that, Bernard and Elsie, they're walking around like they're still teamed up together. He goes into a chair, which looks like the exact same thing we saw last time, except it was on a table. The little brain thing that zips open your brain and takes out your little ball.
So they call this is the cradle, is
What-
what they call it, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So this is the thing he can go into, and then it's like he can go to Westworld in it, right? In memories, is this what?
Originally I thought it was how they were gonna implant Arnold into him, but now I think that has to do with Dolores and all that. So I feel like that is a way for him to maybe not go into Westworld, but I feel like because they said his memories are all scrambled, it's a way for him to maybe control his memories and go back and figure out some shit.
Oh, so like it implants him, and then she's
And then she's kind of like the counselor, and she's talking him through like, what do you see? And that's why maybe he saw Teddy, but Teddy didn't see him because he's kind of walking through his memories.
kind of like how he remembered when they were going in the cave,
Yeah, except
this-
this thing makes it more controlled.
and this thing can pull up all his memories probably.
Yeah, that's what I feel like that scene is.
Yeah, that's what I got too. That's what I got. I figure when he's walking into the bar with Teddy at the end of the next on,
Yeah.
when Teddy walks out, that's him in the cradle.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah. And he that's why Teddy can't see him, just like the cave himself didn't see himself.
Right.
And then this last one, fucking finally, I hope this is true. Maeve looks like she's finally gonna get her daughter. She's rubbing the grass like she always does in her memories, but you see, especially with subtitles, that she says, "Oh, this place is familiar." So
Yeah,
she's either finally gonna fucking get her daughter and we can be done with that, or
She's at least at the
very
place.
close.
Um,
This daughter storyline better go somewhere. I feel like all she ever fucking talks about is her daughter.
that's funny. I mean, it is.
Like I do, and
She's
thinking
that's-
about, I do like her a lot more this season than I did last season, but
She's
I'm a little fed up with like. I mean, they've been walking for fucking 6 episodes. Like this is Lord of the Rings or something, and she's just trying to get her goddamn daughter.
Yeah. It's weird because I can't picture her daughter wanting the same thing as her. And
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be a struggle there if
Yeah.
her daughter's even there.
Yeah. Hopefully the man.
I
in
feel
Black's
like
not there
I feel
killing
like
her.
they wouldn't even recast. They wouldn't bother recasting her daughter. I don't think if she's not gonna be there.
Well, they did show her last week.
Well, yeah, but I feel like if they would just show scenes from last season.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
But the fact that they recast her, I think she does have to be there.
yeah, I think you're wishful thinking. Think she's gonna be there next week, but maybe I hope you're right.
I mean, don't you think? Why wouldn't they just instead of refilming
And like,
shit,
what's her? And so now she has her daughter. Now what's she gonna do?
go back on the bus and head to New York or something? I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, she gonna go team up with Dolores?
Well, no, because clearly she doesn't like what Dolores is doing. She said that like 3 episodes ago or something. So
yeah,
I
but
feel like
I feel
she
like
wants her daughter, and then it seems like she just wants to chill.
they're gonna kill Maeve too when the people come.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get about Teddy's whole thing this last episode. And he's like, "Let's just go get some land and we'll hang out."
He doesn't know.
Like, I don't think he
doesn't
definitely doesn't
comprehend it.
realize that they're in a fucking little bubble of a world.
Yeah, he doesn't
And,
know.
like, if they-
he does not
yeah,
understand there's an outside
If they're in like a
world.
ranch over here and everything else affects, they're not gonna go, "Oh, they just settled down."
Wait, but hey, we bought this land.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and maybe I'm crazy, but isn't the only reason Maeve's alive is because of Ford? And
I mean, we don't know for sure who was programming her to do all that shit. We all assume it's
No,
Ford.
I know. I wasn't done though.
Oh, okay.
Whoever programmed her, and then because Dolores walked up the street and fucking whispered that shit to her, that's
Oh yeah, but what was that? End of episode 1 or episode 2
So maybe she-
last season?
so. Maybe when she's recalling all this shit, she's be like, "Hey, thanks."
Yeah, she should be able to, like, at that little meetup they had. She should
Yeah.
have been like, I don't know, thank you,
Yeah,
but I don't care with what you're doing. But
Right.
she was like, no, you're a little bitch, and then walked off.
and then Hector and Teddy were gonna fight. I wish they would have shot each other.
Yeah. But that's everything I got written down. Is there anything else that you wrote down that you want to touch on?
I wrote a couple things down. Just they do after they show Maeve touch the grass, they show her back in Shogun World, which
Yeah,
obviously
which that
it doesn't.
that could
it's
be
not
edited
like,
out of order.
oh yeah, for sure. But that's what I mean. Like that could. What if that's like the last fucking thing of the episode is her touching some grass? I keep touching it like it's down there.
Like it's down there.
Yeah.
It very well could be that at the very end that she's touching it, and then you see her little barn house, and then the next episode she'll be
And then
there.
Indians come and fucking kill the daughter.
That'd be hilarious. She finally gets there, then they both just get killed. That'd make it worth it. That'd be so funny.
And then I wrote down that they took control of they have control of the map room, or they're in the map room and they have control, whatever. And there's
Which, remember, in episode 1, I mentioned this in our podcast then, I wrote down every little memory flash that Bernard has. He's in that map room. At one point, he's sitting down, covering his eyes at a chair. And then the next scene, he has a P90 in his hand and he's shooting people. In the map room with the map online, like they showed in this next on.
That would be fucking cool.
So, like, that could be... like I said, it's the ambush. They're still working. They get there. That could be when the ambush initiates with Arnold shooting them with the P90.
That's what I was going to say. It's not... If we are indeed right that that's Arnold and not Bernard, then that's Arnold shooting everybody. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be...
I almost forgot about that until just now.
That'd be a cool little thing.
Yeah.
There's also a new person, like with Delos, that I think is going to be a bigger character. I should have looked his name up, but he like looks at the camera at some point when they go, "We have control of the map," and then they flash to him, and so do you think that's at the same time that Stubbs and Hale have Abernathy?
I feel like those are...
Do you think they're separate?
Probably separate.
Okay.
Because
they show that too.
I think it has to be, because Stubbs and her are in the room when they get the map, but she's still on her way with Abernathy. So that has to be... Although... Yeah, I think those definitely have to be separate, because remember they lose Abernathy. I don't know if his head blows up or whatever, because in the future scenes when she sees Arnold, she's like, "Oh, what happened to Abernathy, Bernard?"
Oh, that's
so
true.
those do have to be completely separate.
You're right.
Which means she teams up with Stubbs eventually, so he gets away from Ghost Nation and all that.
Well, I mean, he was on the beach.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like, we see him get away in the past.
Hopefully they show us that. I like him. Only
I really do like him too.
Because he's kind of a smart ass in real life when he's like tweeting Jimmy Kimmel and shit. So I'm kind of rooting for him. Like last year, I was
Plus
like,
he's Thor's brother, so how can you?
Yeah,
not like
I
him?
was like last year, I was just like, I don't like this guy. But like now I like him. But that's all I had written down for the next on.
All right. Well, I think this is the end of Theory Time with Pleeka. Like I said before, comment down any thoughts you have on our theories or any theories you guys have for yourselves.
Yeah, if you got a crazy theory, we'll talk about it.
And remember, you can come check out our show every Tuesday. We upload our review of the whole episode. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you guys next week for more Theory Time with Pleeka.
He didn't say that.